Now, pretty good stuff, right, Mark?
Yeah.
A lot better than what it's been. Just wondering, have any of y'all booked anything Carnival? I'd say maybe over the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 months, maybe, or are all of y'all pretty much like right off the fresh off the boat? I guess they'd say.
I'm fresh off the boat.
Okay, well,
That's
y'all
great, Harvey.
y'all have came at an amazing time because one, we used to have to wait like 6 months for things like sandals. And not only do y'all have to wait a lot less time with that, but Mark can attest, Go CCL was kind of a bear to navigate. You could navigate it, but it was pretty simple along the lines of it would be one here, one here, one here, and you just have to go down the line. And then if you wanted something else, you would have to repeat the process.
Yep.
And I was trying to find it on Facebook, Mark, on the actual channel. You did say it was Monday, right? That Drew had
No, it was
talked about?
yesterday's. I'll drop the link. I'll drop the direct link to yesterday's morning briefing.
So in the morning briefing, Drew, who is the BDM, and he's like
The mayor of
super cool.
Funville.
He is, yep, the mayor of Funville. So I would follow him on Facebook too because he's great. So the dude is super cool and he will answer anything. He probably gets 300 emails a day. I could imagine. And apparently he
And phone
answers all of them.
calls.
Oh, yeah. And phone calls too. Well, one of the biggest things that we've been trying to get him to do when he comes on with Archer is we kept saying, hey, sure would be nice if y'all revamped everything online, making it a little more user friendly. And I know now Mark's been here longer than I have. I know I've been hearing it for at least the last year. Anytime he would come when they would have suggestions. Was it happening before then too, Mark?
Oh yeah. Hey Harvey, set it so that we can chat to everybody, please.
Oh,
go into your host settings.
Oh, hold on. Oh, this thing done went down on me. Hold on.
Yeah, and this is one of the new changes to Zoom I was talking about the other day too.
More. Let's see here. Now I'm trying to find it, Mark.
Host settings, it'll be down on the bottom on your dashboard, your toolbar next to your share button.
I got new share. I got chat.
It's going to have the
Advanced.
security shield, but it just says host settings now. Or
Let's
go
see.
into your chat settings.
Let's see. See, I've got everything on here. It's like just this floating bar.
Okay,
And
here, I'll send it to you and you can send it to everybody else.
Send it to me because, like, for some reason, it is not.
There you go. Now you can send it to everybody.
Thank you, sir. I'm copying it right now. Yeah, I didn't even think about looking at that setting, Mark. Here we go. There. All right. Yep, I got it now. Everybody should be able to chat with everybody. And
got it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So I know at least for the last year, I've been hearing it. And was it going on before then, Mark?
Yeah, Go CCL was one of the ones that I disliked booking with the most because it took longer. Now with the new changes, it is more streamlined.
Mm-hmm.
And we can now also book accessible cabins for our disabled guests instead of having to call into reservations to do it.
So if y'all want, go ahead and go to goccl.com. Now I've got this I've got it bookmarked. One thing you'll learn right off the bat: just bookmark everything, because there's no way on God's green earth you're going to remember everything.
Unless you're me.
Yeah, unless you're just taking just major notes. Be like Mark, have 28,000 sheets right there beside you that has everything on it. Now, when y'all go in, go ahead and log in. It'll be, apparently it changed a little bit from when I had signed up. So if y'all have already got in, we're going to be seeing this page, and then y'all just let me know when y'all have gotten in there, and we will just kind of start exploring around, bringing around town. Specifically, what we're going to be looking at is right here, creating the bookings and all that. Has anybody had anyone interested right now as far as like trying to get a cruise booking, or has been like, hey, you heard anything from like Royal Caribbean or anything like that?
Yes. Yeah, I got a 2026 on Icon in the works right now. I'll be
Oh,
depositing it on the 1st.
so on I'm trying to remember the day. It was right there towards the end of April. I got a family on the Icon for December of this year.
How did you pull that off?
Dude, that there were staterooms apparently. I guess from
Wow.
where, my only guess is it must have been somebody who had I guess paid the deposit, and I guess they just didn't want to go anymore.
They canceled.
Yeah,
Wow.
that or they canceled. So I was able to get in. That was actually, it was my brother-in-law, him and my niece and my sister. They're going with one of their buddies out there who had been on the waiting list for over a year to get on the Icon. Now, if y'all are already in, we're going to go to individual stateroom. Go ahead, click individual stateroom. This will pop up. Hopefully, this will pop up. Okay. Looks so, since you said it, Mark, like it does. I mean, even it looks the same, but then it doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So one of the things, and it says it's optional. I do it. I mean, you might as well. If they have a VIFP number, the very important fun person number, you can always put it in, because I know sometimes it'll show up different if they've got little special offers and all of that. I believe most of these cruise lines, Mark, tell me if I'm wrong. A lot of times the ones who will get, I guess, the better perks are usually the ones that do a lot of stuff with the casinos and stuff, isn't it?
There are casino perks. Yes. Sometimes they will give out free staterooms for those who are gamblers. You just pay port fees and taxes on those. Um, or it is a heavily discounted stateroom.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends. Carnival is known for doing that a lot. I see that in my Carnival Cruise chat on Facebook.
Yep.
So,
And I mean, just to show you how try to entice you, it wasn't 3 weeks after I booked the cruise for my family to go in Thanksgiving that I got an email from Carnival, and they said, "Hey, would you like $1,200 in casino credit?"
I
And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm not much of a gambling man, but." So
1,200 bucks in slot credit,
yeah,
dude.
yeah, I was like, well, and something else, this completely off topic, but if you're going, you might as well at the casino just play penny slots, because I guess apparently from Precious, who some of y'all will end up knowing, Precious Carol, she was talking about how all they do is like the real, just the slot machines, and something along the lines of how long they were playing, and they see how long you play sometimes, and they're like, oh well, they stay in there a lot, so let's give them perks. So if you got time to kill, why not? I mean, a penny at a time if it's going to help. But completely off topic, we're circling back around. State of residency. Put whatever state of residency it is, because hey, you never know. Sometimes you'll have something, sometimes you won't. We're gonna do, and I'll make this one just a completely random one. We'll do August of this year. We're gonna sail to the Caribbean, and you see all of these. Of course, anything gray, that means we're not able to use it right now. We're gonna do the Caribbean. The ship, again, super nice. Look how clean and nice this is. You can pick any one you want, or I always just go from the ports. So we'll pick some of these. The duration ones. This is the one thing I have an issue with, and this might just be me, Mark, but I feel like instead of having 2 to 5 and 6 to 9, and then 10 plus days, couldn't they have done like a 2 to 4, then that 5 to 7? Because
No, because they're trying to stay in line with the other cruise lines because some have 7, some have 8-day cruises.
okay, so it's always bothered me because it's always seemed like everybody who I deal with would want they would always want one or the other, where it would either be like one below or one above, and it's like going back and forth because they're like, well, I'm looking for either this is the best one, a 5 or 7 day. And you're like, okay, well, then you click the 5 and 7, and then 5 and 7's right there in the middle of the list. And you're just having to scroll down. We'll do that though. We'll do that. We'll just pull them all up. Let's go ahead and we'll search the sailings. Again, this is just going to be for 2 guests. Here it is. We've got all of these are going to be out of Orlando and Miami. Says there's 31 sailings. This is the beauty of this. Sort by earliest. We can do the latest. So that'd be from the 31st down. This seems to be everybody's favorite. Price low to high. High to low. The departure port, this helps me a whole lot because the last 4 people that I've booked with Carnival, when I would ask them where they want to go out of, especially being that I'm on the East Coast in North Carolina, I'll ask them. I'll say, hey, where would you like to go out of? I tell them we got one, a couple up north, got it in Charleston, got it in Florida. They'll say, well, Florida. Well, then their mouth drops when you say, okay, well, which port? Because they've got like 5. And a lot of people don't realize how many cruise ports are in Florida. So I know the last 4 that I've dealt with, that's been their answer is, well, we'll just anywhere in Florida. So this has really helped me out going by the departure port. Being that we just got 2, we'll keep it simple. We'll just do low to high. Another thing that y'all are about to see, I don't remember it being like this before they updated the website.
No, they cleaned it up.
Now, actually being able, clicking on it, tells you everything about this one. Pack and go refundable. It'll tell you can choose the stateroom, shows you the offer code, shows when it ends. Super nice. And all of these are the same. You'll see offer code PUG, pack up and go, pack up and go. We'll do this 5-day Eastern. We're going to select this sailing. Mark came in and Mark was like, hey, Harv, this is what I really want. Me and my wife, we want to go out here. We want to do this cruise. Okay. Well, what kind of price? What kind of price can we get? Well, you're about to see there's a lot of different codes. 7 of them right now for this particular one. We can click right here. You can see what this is. Onboard credit of $10. You can choose your room location. Tells you when the offer ends. And I believe what Drew was saying that typically, and I don't know if this has changed, but I know when he was talking to us in January, right when wave season was kicking off, he was saying something about usually the early saver is the quote best deal that Carnival usually does on the cruise.
Yes,
Was that right on that, Mark?
you are correct, sir.
Okay. All right. And at least this time, not only do you have the early saver and the reduced deposit, but they gave you a little on board credit as well. I mean, look, $10, I mean, yeah, that'll buy you a beer or a drink, or depending on where you are, a Coke. But I mean, still, it's something. And let's say, and I've had to do this before this old system, or in the old system, I would click on this one. Okay, let's say I do the early offer, the early saver. I'd be continuing it and I'd send it out. Then spring, let's do like the spring saving one. I would do the same thing and send that quote out. But we can compare up to 3 of them. So we will see now. This one's interesting. The free room upgrade, and we'll do the great rates. So we can directly compare. We can get that information. And let's say Mark and his wife was looking for a balcony. Thanks to this new system and how they've cleaned it up, the almighty Drew, mayor of Funville, pulled some massive strings and gave us a Christmas miracle before December. And now we can physically look at these side by side instead of having to switch back and forth, trying to remember what's what. So we can see right here everything that's going on for Mark and his wife when they get this balcony. And Mark's kind of a high roller, so he might actually say, you know what? I don't want the balcony. If I'm doing anything, I'm doing the suite. And the grand suite is right up Mark's alley. And
Yep.
it's just great to know that we can actually drop down on the details and it'll still tell us what's happening. Sometimes you'll see and it'll have the prices right here. It is super nice to be, and I hadn't actually sent a quote out on this new system right now. So I might just try to see if there a way that we could send multiple at the same time with this new system. Have
You
you been
can
able to
try to
play
send
that?
it to my email, dude, and just try it if you want.
Let's see. Because it's still really, let's see if I click continue, will it have the 3 still up? Nope, this one just has the early saver. So I guess that technically means we can't, but we can still compare. So
Right.
that's still a step in the right direction. So we may not be able to spend these different offers or these compared offers all at once, but at least now it kind of gives you an overview so that way you'll know straight off the bat if I'm getting this early saver, it's going to be 464. If I end up doing this spring savings, it'll be $30 more, but I'll get an upgraded room. Apparently, well, that's what it looks like. It has that, so it shows me that arrow pointing up. That usually means an upgrade. I yeah means yeah all of these would technically be an upgrade too, for like the spring savings goes from 8E, you'd get bumped up to 8F. Same thing with the 8D, you'd get booted up to 8. Well, not booted up, but you would get moved up to 8F, and we can see all that. So it's really nice. If I'll go ahead and I'll send one out real quick, and at least that way y'all will kind of see the whole process of how it's going. So I'm actually going to start from the beginning right here. We're going to do this August 31st one. I'm just going to select this sailing. We're going to do a balcony. Which offer would I want to do? I already compared them. I looked at it and I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and do the early saver. And the good part with this reduced deposit, and a lot of people or a lot of places are doing this now, it makes it a lot more enticing to only have to pay $100 deposit, or sometimes it's a $50 deposit just to save that room, to book that room, and then it'll start the payments. So a lot more people are willing to drop that 50 or $100 than they seeing it. Oh, I'm going to have to put a deposit down. My brother-in-law, he had to put a $600 deposit down on the on his cruise for December.
Per person?
No, not well, no, total. It was a $600 total, not per person,
Okay, so
but
200 per person
yeah,
or
so like
300 per
two,
person.
200 per person. And
That's not bad.
well, the funny part was the very next day is the day that his month's payment was coming out, which was going to be
Oh,
another $700.
right.
So that was pretty funny. But the reduced deposit will help y'all out a whole lot. They'll see that, and I normally try when I send a quote out. And if y'all are following Archer, the Travel Cafe, Jose says it all the time. He's like, you don't send out no more than two quotes. You give people that option. If you give them more than two options, they don't know what to do a lot of times. So usually when I send two quotes out, I make sure that at least one of them will have either an on-board credit or they'll have like a room upgrade. So then that way I can tell them, I can be like, hey, this might be a $40 difference, but you'll be staying closer to the food, or you'll be staying. Some people who just like to get off, they might want to be lower, so it'll be easier for them to get on and off the boat when they get to the ports. You know, just things like that. That'll also be things y'all need to try and look out for. But these quick quotes with me, I always go ahead and put gratuities on it. Some people don't, but I always do, and I always let the person know, hey, this also includes gratuities. And the reason why is because a lot of people, and even me, when I first started going on cruises, I thought everything was already in it. And then you get that last day, you're getting ready to go home, all this, that, and the other, and you hear that, and you look under, you look at your door, and you see that little piece of paper, and you're like, what is this? And it says, before you go, and before we can let you off this boat, you need to pay this $150 or whatever. So, for this one, it's $80 a person, but it'd be a total of $160. And a lot of people kind of have a shot. They're like, whoa, 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 wait, what is this? And I still hear it. Me and my wife have been on 10 cruises, and every one I have not had one time where when we were leaving, I did not hear somebody talking about what is this? What is this? Pointing to the paper. It is because they didn't put the gratuities on it beforehand. And depending on who it is, y'all know how people are. People, a lot of times, people are looking for something to be wrong. And they will try. It don't matter. They could have had the best time of their life, and you book this cruise, and 90% of the time, people will not say anything about the good experiences, but they will surely try and say something about about something bad that happened. And that's not even bad, but people will see it as that. So I always put gratuities on it. Some people, they'll tell you straight up, hey, don't put the gratuities on it. And a lot of times those are people, they already know what's going on, so they don't have a problem with it. But this will always show you in the agent view what the commission's going to be. Very important. Let's try to make sure we don't send that to the guest. And the only reason why I say that, and if you notice, they also help with this. When I go to agent view, see how there's nothing under here? When I go to guest view, look right here. Now we can send it. And I think that may have been one of the things that they had also changed, because I heard way too many people talking about how they had accidentally sent the agent view instead of the guest view. Did you ever have an issue with that, Mark?
I'm sorry, with what in the guest view?
So, I heard a lot of people would say, especially in some of the groups that we're in on Facebook, where they'll say, I accidentally sent the agent view to the client instead of the guest view.
Oh
And
yeah, that's called agent error.
yeah, well, that at was this one of the things that they had changed, because I could have
Nope.
sworn that even when I was on agent view, it would still have where you could send the quick quote. I don't know if you, because I never had that problem, because I just always made sure that it said guest view. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. I make sure everything that I send is in guest view and all the cruise lines.
And now they have made it to where it is error free for you now. You cannot physically send this agent view. You can only send the guest view. Whatever it is, I'll send it to mine. Usually what I do is I would, even though again, it says right here that the gratuities are in it, I'll just always put in gratuities are included. At least that way they can see it. It's in writing. They end up not seeing that. Really, it's on them. So This is just super simple, super easy. Not only are we able to compare up to 3 codes, but also they are linking the specials up to the VIFP accounts to Archer's system. So, Mark, when you were telling me about that today, doesn't that mean we could just directly put in the numbers for the VIFP and then whatever they would have would show up?
Yes.
And I don't know how. Oh, one more thing. Mark, I think, has done a few of the accessible cabins, right?
Nope.
Okay. So,
But I'm excited about this feature.
yeah. So, right here, you'll see it says stateroom accessibility. We can book now online instead of having to call in to Carnival about these rooms. Fully accessible cabins. And you'll see right here, ambulatory accessible cabins. And it even tells you what it is. So I'm sure a lot of people who do own cruises and stuff, they may just say this. They may just say, hey, I'd like an AAC room, or hey, I'd like a FAC room. Some people will probably spell it out, but this is just something also which before this update that happened this week, breaking news, we weren't able to do this. We would have to call into Carnival and then see what kind of rooms they have. So we're going to click this and we'll apply the filters and we'll see. So right here, I mean, they have made it easy. So for any fully accessible cabins on this, all of these codes, it shows you right here which ones are available. Suites and balconies for these. Heaven sent. Another Christmas miracle that old Drew did for us. Old Papa Drew. So this will
And
also, what's up?
and it is now a lot more mobile friendly too. So if you're booking this on your tablet or your phone, you're going to get the exact same view as well as if you were doing it on your computer.
Which is also very helpful because I was telling Mark whenever I would try to look at stuff on my mobile phone, it definitely wasn't the same. I could navigate it, but it was definitely a lot harder. And that was also another one of the things that now I'm not saying Archer is the reason this had happened, but I do feel like they had a pretty decent amount of say in it, considering how many people from Archer use Carnival. I mean, it Carnival and Archer has to be doing a decent amount of business together because wouldn't you say Drew is over there or at least doing stuff with Archer, Mark, maybe 4 or 5 times at least a year, and that's not including going to like the conventions and all that we have.
Minimum.
So
Minimum.
I I mean I think it was this year he was over there every day for a week doing
Yeah,
like
when it was Carnival Cruise Week.
yeah. So he was there a solid week. That's so that right there was just that was 5 days right there that he stayed
Yep.
with Archer. So Carnival and Archer have a really good relationship. And since we are on Carnival, and this is technically, it still kind of deals with Carnival as well. But what I would like to show y'all, just in case, I'm sure if y'all have done new agent orientations and all that, y'all know where y'all can find some of this. Mark only does about 20 new agent orientations a month. So y'all probably
Yeah.
so y'all probably done that. The group rate cruises, Carnival. Carnival's on here usually. Now, I haven't checked to see what they've got right now. Well, we're checking now, clearly. But so, like this one right here, this is another one of these group rates. If only cabins are left. So, Carnival and Archer, again, they're in it together. You know, they do a lot of business. Ron, the CEO of Archer, he's worked up deals with Carnival as well. These right here are a great way not only to boost the interest, so to say, with Carnival, but when people see that, oh, it's starting at $715 for a 6 day cruise. This stuff right here is what y'all can use for like mock bookings and things like that to try and strum up interest and get people excited about it. So I mean that's just another thing that Carnival does. And they also, I think they did it 2 or 3 times last year. They gave us a Archer exclusive
Yep.
code.
We
So
still have
it,
that code.
so I mean we're the only ones who have it, and we're the only ones who can use it. So they do they do a lot of stuff, and they really help us out. And you know, I mean that's pretty much it. I mean that's all it is. This Carnival training was like super simple. It was it's actually made it a lot more simple since they've changed it. I mean, y'all honestly came in at a great time. And I looked at it on Sunday. It was either Sunday or Monday, and I was telling Mark, I said, I I realized it was different, but I didn't realize how different it was until once Mark started talking and started telling me about it. And I was like, man. But while I'm right here, I'll go ahead and show y'all this main page right here. In case you're just ever wondering, whatever cruise ship you're going to be going on, if you just, want to take a little gander at it, right here, you can select the ship. This is that's actually how I was I would look stuff up beforehand. Is like if I was just wondering how the ship's layout and stuff was, I would pull this up in a separate screen, and I would have on the left side, I would have where the rooms and stuff were, and then on the right side where the ship was, I'd have the ship selected, and then I would actually be punching in the number of the ship just to see, like the number of the stateroom, just to see where it was at. So, you could probably do that, but right, and look right here, shoot, no, you kidding me? You can go straight to the select ship, shoot. Hey, they
And
did do,
that is the new Italian style ship.
yeah.
They are
I
going to
mean,
be broadcasting live next week from the Firenze.
and look, this is another perfect example right here. If you know your client wants to be on this ship, right here, it is literally right here. You don't have to go up here, individual staterooms, then go through the other 3 or 4 things. You can shoot. Let's click this bad boy. Man, it's like a kid in a candy shop. All I need is 50 cents behind me. Take you to the candy shop. Look at this. It pulls everything up automatically. Yeah. Y'all came in at a great time. Great time. Exact same thing. So now we can actually go straight to from the boat. Whatever boat they wanted. They got a specific boat. That's how you can do it now. That's pretty stinking sweet.
Yep.
I'm gonna take that off. Let me just make sure it won't a one off. Nope. Even some of the older ones. Okay. Yeah. Tell them to pick a boat, any boat, and you got it. One more thing I'll show before I get done. The marketing stuff, the marketing material. Remember, we can ask them for physical marketing collateral if you wanted to, but they also have a whole lot of different other kinds of marketing material. All these right here, which also I can't quite remember if in the travel cafe if you can buy Carnival specific videos. Can you? I think you
Yes, you
can.
can.
If they've got, because they've got like Virgin Voyages and stuff too. So yeah, you should be able to go to the travel cafe and actually buy a marketing video that has your name and all that on it as well.
I just put the link in the
Thank you,
chat.
Mark. Yep,
Yep.
shop.archertravel.com. Shoot, I'm over here right now. Let's see. That's the Evo shop. Media library would also be another good spot that y'all could go to.
Now you can
They've got,
click on custom marketing materials from there, Harvey.
yep. And then this is it right here. And it shows all the different types of videos that you can get. And you can get it to where you can have just your name on it. You can have the business name and your name on it, email addresses. So, I mean, they have a whole lot. These right here this is a bundle. They have flyers, they have videos. So, I mean, it's pretty nice. And like I said, they've got Virgin Voyages. Let's see right here. Right, look, first ones that come up. These are the Carnival flyers. You can buy these flyers, and what they do is you can see right here. They'll put your travel agency name, your name, phone number, email, website. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 flyers. You got a video here, and then yeah,
The bundle of
for 20
flyers and the video.
bucks, for 20 bucks, you can get all the flyers and the video. So, I mean, that's definitely so. Nicole, the ones that are free are let me see this thing right here. You'll see where it says free marketing videos. Now, anything you're wanting free will come up right there. And then you can either, yeah, so like right here, this is a Carnival Cruise one. This is a free marketing video. I don't even know if y'all can hear it or not.
Yeah, we can hear it, Harvey.
Now, see, the difference is this is the free one. So this is what it's going to see. But when you get the custom video, it'll have this, but then it'll have your name, and then sometimes it'll have your business, and it'll have phone numbers and things like that on it. So if you want it free, which yep, right here. So at the end, it'll have it right here, and then it'll says right here contact info and caption. It'll then have all of your info on that. So if you don't mind it looking like this, and I'll be honest, I feel like a lot of times people aren't going to have an issue with it because let's be honest, when we look at videos anyway, we just want something engaging. I mean, they're not even really looking at the words anyway. And if they're interested in it, like let's say you posted this on your Facebook business page, it's not like they don't know that's what you do. So they're already there. The only difference would be if you were just, I guess you'd say, cold fishing this thing out, just throwing it out there in the wind on like some random board or something like that from your personal instead of your business page. So that would really be the only difference between getting the paid one, which just the video is, I think it said between $14 and $19 for them to edit it with all of your information. And the
Yep.
flyers are anywhere between, I think it was $8 and $12.
It's
And then that,
$12.99 for a flyer.
okay, so $12.99 for the flyer, but you'll see that in the bundle, it was like $20 for all of them. Yeah, $21 for all of them. So you'd get all 4 flyers plus that video. So that would definitely be, look, try to do as much of the free stuff as you can, because I mean, there's no downside to using the free stuff. All it can do is help you, because it's not like it's trash. It's not like it's not like they're making these videos off of an iPhone 6. You know what I'm saying? These are professional videos that they are giving Archer and Evolution to put out there. So it's not your homegrown videos. The only difference is right here in front of you, this part. That's the difference between the paid and the free. This is the free, and the paid would just have your stuff on it. So it's definitely worth it. And if you're not following them on if you're not following Evolution Travel, Archer Media on YouTube, go ahead and try and follow them too, because then you can get some of their videos. Before I get done, I've got 3 minutes. I really want to encourage y'all. I know every one of us near about has a Facebook. If you get on Facebook, please, 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 you can see all of these carnival groups. They have the independent advisor team group. They got the VIFP club members group, Cruise Line Chaps Tips Reviews, Carnival Cruise Line. If you're not following Carnival Cruise Line, I would say you should follow them. You should follow all of the cruise lines, but being that we are specifically talking about Carnival, I really, really encourage y'all to follow them. And this is why. So I was talking not even 2 minutes ago about how use all of the free material you can get. You go on Carnival Cruise Line, okay? They posted this 6 hours ago. Sunsets are just better at sea. Drop your latest sunset pic. I can't do it. Oh, well, no, I don't think I can, because I know I've got it on my phone. What I normally do is when I'm on Facebook, I'm on my phone, I will go to Carnival Cruise Line's Facebook page. I will specifically look for their high engaging messages. I can do this. Anybody, enough of the Sea Day brunch, anybody else obsessed with a menu? As you can see, I'm on my personal, Harvey Wall III. I was talking about free advertising. Guess what? I can never get enough of the Sea Day brunch. Anybody else obsessed with this menu? I certainly am. I still think all Wonders Travel. That's my travel company. All right. A lot of times the people don't realize that though. I certainly am. I still thank Wall of Wonders Travel every time I see him for hooking me up Carnival. This thing has 482 comments, 9 shares, and over 1,000 likes. Well, you know what that means? When I post that, guess what happens? Everybody who's engaged in this is just randomly going to get, they're randomly going to get this, and they're going to look at it a lot of times, and then they're going to be like, oh, well, who's Wall of Wonders Travel? And then they'll click on it. Again, free advertising. I'm not lying, because guess what? It is pretty doggone good. But that's just another way you can get your name out there. So make sure you follow all of the cruise lines and all of that, and engage in it. Post on it. When you've made your company, do that. Tag your company in it. Everybody's going to see it. I can't tell you. I I can say at least 85% of all of the likes on my business page is from doing things like this. So y'all just keep that in mind. All right. Is there any questions, anything like that before we wrap that up? Mark, I appreciate you being out here and
Yeah, no problem, man.
guiding it for the carnival mogul that you are, sir. So I don't know what's coming up. What's coming up at 5 o'clock? Is it they must have another training coming up.
Not
You're
on this
welcome.
Zoom. We've got new agent orientation starting now.
Okay, I need to
Or
get off
no,
then.
sorry, I'm looking at the wrong schedule. Hold on. No, it's a Spanish training on Archer, and then Hawaii destinations at 5 o'clock with Jose and Susie on the
Okay.
Evolution Travel Cafe.
Okay. All right. Well, look, I really appreciate y'all's time. I hope this may have helped y'all a little bit.